What's up guys, my name is Adam Gardner, and today we're going to take a look at the Rebel T6 by Canon and just see what it's like to vlog with it. I've never vlogged with this, I've only ever vlogged with an iPhone, so this will be very different. I also have no attachments. I don't have any GorillaPod or anything to hold it. I'm just holding it by the camera. Also, I'm just using the kit lens, and I don't have any ND filters or anything on it. So, and I also don't have a mic. So, we're gonna really see how this camera is in terms of just bare bones, how it runs. So, let's get into it. And I'm also just using the live mode autofocus. We'll see how that works. I haven't really messed around with anything. I kind of just got this camera and haven't used it very much. So we'll see how it works. I will say right off the bat, after looking at some of the footage so far, that I am pretty pleased with how this lens, what kind of the focal range, the field of view kind of is with this lens. It's the 18 to 55mm kit lens, so it's nothing special, but I'm just holding it out extended with my hand, and it seems like it is getting a really good frame, so I'm really happy about that. Doing a lot of construction right now at campus. They're about to build a new building, which is really necessary because the dorms are really filling up. So for those who don't know, the Canon EOS Rebel T6 is one of their entry-level DSLRs. It's also my first ever DSLR, so I'm learning how to use it. But so far it's been pretty easy to learn. There's plenty of YouTube videos about it, which is helpful. But there aren't that many actual like vlog tests, like first try with the camera or anything like that. So that's what this is. As you can hear, the autofocus is pretty loud when you're just doing it from the camera and when your audio is coming out of the camera. So definitely would recommend using some sort of external mic, but I don't have one. All I have is a camera with the kit lens. So, well, I also have the other lens that came with it is a 300mm, so that's definitely too close for this. So one of the most difficult things I think about vlogging with this camera, realistically, is that there's no flip out lens. So you can't really see what the frame looks like. You just kind of have to guess, or like take a test shot, look at it, and then go back, which is kind of frustrating. But it's definitely not the end of the world. If you have a low budget and you want to get into it, this definitely is not a huge deal, but it is something to consider. Can't forget this. So far I haven't had to encounter any people, which is definitely something difficult for me still, is vlogging in front of people. So there's a lot of wind right now, so technically it says that there's a wind filter enabled. So I'm excited to see what that actually sounds like. You're probably confused why I just came here to drop off my backpack and my coffee, and why I'm just leaving it in there. But I think I have a good reason for it. I have a long class, okay? So I have class today on Mondays and Fridays. I have motion graphics at 12, and then from 12 to 12:50, and then from 1 to 2:50, which is 2 hours, I have tech tools in the same classroom. So I kind of need something to do during those classes because they're freshman level classes and I'm a senior, and I just needed credits. And I need something to do during those times, so I need something to drink. I also need to eat lunch. So when it comes down to it, I just really can't hold everything. So it really makes sense to me to bring it here so that I can drop it off and then go get lunch and get a second drink, because the coffee only lasts 1 hour, and then I have 2 hours left of class, and then it's just bad news. Man, 3 hours of class all in the same classroom is just, it should be illegal, really. I actually just got a new lens in the mail today, so just wanted to unbox it with you guys real fast. So the Yongnuo Digital, as you can see, it's definitely a Chinese lens, 50 mil, a knockoff kind of the classic Canon Nifty 50, which is a lot more expensive. This was $48, and the Canon one is, I think, $150 or something like that. So difficult to do this with one hand, but here it is. Nice. Pretty similar in physical structure to the actual Canon one, but this will be nice because it has it's got that f1.8 aperture, which is definitely better than any of the kit lenses. So I'd say that's a pretty good deal for $48. And it was also perfect because for my birthday, my brother and sister-in-law got me a $50 gift card for Amazon. So this pretty much paid for all of that. So nice. Alright guys, so this is what it looks like with the 50mm lens on. I'm not exactly sure, since it doesn't have a flip out screen. I don't know if I'm actually in the frame or in focus or anything. But again, I'm just holding my camera out with my arm extended. Hopefully it still gets that kind of buttery background. So, should you buy the camera? That really depends on kind of what you do with it, I guess. If you're trying to do daily stuff, then I would, especially daily vlogs, I would definitely suggest something else. Only because of the flip out screen. The fact that this doesn't have a flip out screen, I think, is a really big X or strike against it. Just because you have no idea if you're in focus, you don't know what the frame looks like, you don't know if you're even in the frame. So just based on that, if you're going every day, I would look somewhere else. Also, if you're looking into vlogging, this camera doesn't have any audio in, so you'd have to figure out some other way to record audio, because I don't think you're going to be wanting to use the onboard microphone in the camera. Especially with wind, and it just doesn't sound very great. It sounds pretty good compared to other cameras that I've used, definitely, but not the best. It's a good camera to get your feet wet, I think, because it's pretty cheap as far as DSLRs go. It has great quality to the price point, and it takes great video too. If you're just trying to figure out if you'd like it, then I would go with it. But if you're trying to go daily vlogs, just something with maybe a quicker workflow, then I would choose something else, because it's really difficult not having the flip out screen or the audio in. I'd give it one of these. Not completely this, but not this. So good old 45-degree angle thumbs up. So I'm at the end of my day. As you can see, not a lot happens in my days. I feel like throughout the few times that I had this morning and this afternoon, I feel like I've gotten a pretty good sense on how this works. And I kind of just talked about it, about how, you know, it's difficult without a flip-out screen, because even right now I don't know if I'm in focus. Looking back at the footage, there was a lot of times that I wasn't in focus in the car. It's supposed to be auto exposure, but for some reason one of the times in the car when I got back in, it just was dark. It just never auto exposed back, so that was kind of weird. The autofocus in this camera is definitely not super great, as far as it's supposed to like recognize my face, and it kind of does. Like if I'm looking at it, it displays like a little box around my face, and it knows where my face is, but it just doesn't like focus onto it. So hopefully I'm in focus right now. I have no idea. Check in a bit, but Thank you guys for watching. I hope you got a good sense on the camera, and if you would want to get this camera for vlogging, or maybe you want to go with an upgrade, maybe you're just looking to start. It's definitely a good camera. I don't want you to come away thinking that I don't think it's a good camera, because it definitely is. I've taken some good pictures with it. I've taken some good video with it. But as far as practically vlogging with it, it's not that great. It does have an HDMI out, so if this was like, if your videos were, the camera was on a tripod and you were sitting at a table or a desk or something, filming yourself in sort of a permanent kind of setup, then definitely you could hook up some sort of display monitor next to it that you would be able to see what the frame looks like, stuff like that. So if you're going into vlogging, I would not recommend it, but if you're going into something like that, then this is a great starting place to do something like that. You just have to make sure that you get some sort of external audio recorder, maybe like a Zoom or something like that, because like I said before, this doesn't have a microphone jack or anything like that. Well, I think that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.